Hello, everyone. Welcome back again. I'm thrilled to bring you a fascinating conversation about the future of AI infrastructure. So today we are diving deep with Roman Chernin, the co-founder of Nebius, one of the most intriguing players reshaping how AI is building and being deployed. So what makes this conversation so special? Roman and his team have already built one of Europe's largest tech companies, and now they are taking an even bigger challenge, democratizing AI infrastructure globally. So with over 20,000 GPUs, proprietary technology that cuts cost by 25%, and a fresh $700 million funding, they are expanding rapidly into the US market. But here is what really excites me. Roman's vision goes beyond just providing compute power. It's about fundamentally transforming how AI products are built and scaled. So whether you're an AI practitioner, a tech entrepreneur, a business executive, or simply curious about what AI is heading to, you want to hear what Roman has to share. So Roman, welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
So let's start with your fascinating journey. So you started at Yandex a few years ago and moved to Nebius. So this move is quite fascinating. So what made you choose AI infrastructure as your new focus, while you could have gone in any tech direction?
Yeah, I think it's more correct to say that the AI infrastructure chose us rather than we chose AI infrastructure. So, in 2022, when this ChatGPT moment happened, like you didn't have so much chances to stay aside. And like with all our experience in Yandex, we understood that we have something to bring on the table because like Yandex was one of the largest AI infrastructure company itself. We were the largest customer of NVIDIA outside of US and China for many years. For example, we built a giant infrastructure to serve our own services, and we served our customers and so on and so forth. So
How
we were
how Sorry, Roman, how old is Nebius?
it's it's again like a tricky question because it
Mhm.
depends on what point you start like take as a starting point.
Mhm.
In the current shape, this company is less than 9 months old. So
Wow, okay.
we really started in July 2024,
Mhm.
but the team is not like the team spent together much more like years, and we brought a bunch of experience and bunch of infrastructure in Europe
Yes.
with us when we started Nebius. So it was
But
not
you,
like,
you
greenfield stuff.
yeah, but you started in AI infrastructure way beyond that.
Yeah, I think so. And the team that builds Nebius has a very deep experience on different layers. So I think we'll discuss a little bit about our approach later, but
Yes, yes, yes. Can,
this is physical infrastructure and software design and
yeah,
development and AI per se. Yeah.
can you tell us, I mean, for the people watching us, can you tell us what Nebius does? What do you do?
In a very
What are
simple,
your
yeah,
services? Very high level. Yeah.
yeah. In a very simple world, in a very simple words, we are providing cloud to our customers.
Okay.
So we leverage any developer
Yes.
to build AI applications, so AI platforms, so AI models.
Am I right to say that you provide compute in the cloud available for AI practitioners? Huh?
Yeah. Compute storage network, all what cloud is. So we want to make sure that any developer can come build their AI application with us or AI model with
Excellent.
us. And doesn't important like what size. We have customers who use one GPU for a few hours just for the small experiments. And we have large frontier labs that or enterprise customers who come to build their like large interconnected clusters to train the models, to run the models on a scale. So, and it's all served with one platform. So our efforts are to make sure that the platform we build are like universal and holistic enough to satisfy different types of customers in all
Very
this
good. Very
variety.
good. So,
Yeah.
so someone building models or building any AI applications can come to your platform and has everything available there, from the compute for the inference and the training to the storage and
Yeah.
and I guess many other tools
Yeah.
that you provide.
Yeah. Yeah. On all the orchestration layer,
Excellent. Excellent.
like all the managed services that needed and so on. But with the sole focus on AI. So we don't try to compete for general purpose cloud tasks. We don't
Okay.
compete with hyperscalers to serve like pre-AI era workloads. We're fully focused on AI workloads.
Excellent. And for those who don't know this market, which is a new market, what are the advantages of using your services again instead of having their own GPUs or having their own on-premise?
Yeah, it's a great question. And I think, again, like when people ask what is the advantage of using, for example, Nebius, there are few dimensions how you look at it. So you asked about like on-prem comparison with on-prem. I think the main reason why people use compute in cloud for it instead of on-prem is because it's not that easy to run on scale. The modern GPUs with all the efficiency that we expect when it comes on a scale. And the second reason, which is not less important, is the total cost of ownership, because you maybe hear a lot that the pace of new generation is accelerating. So we just deploying Blackwell's generation of NVIDIA chips, but we already discussed here with next year. So it like the distance between new generations is shorter and shorter. And every generation we expect to bring additional performance advantage per cost. So if I'm doing something on a frontier, I want to extract as much value from the newer generation as soon as possible. And if
it
I
would be
build on,
difficult,
yeah,
Roman, it would be difficult for a company to
yeah,
always stay at the top of the game in
yeah,
terms of
yeah, yeah,
GPUs, for
and
example.
just purely economical, it's like very difficult because your your expected time of amortization, like when you pay back the investments,
Yes.
takes 2,
Now,
3 years. Yeah.
we are,
And
Roman, we are talking here about, for example, those GPUs from NVIDIA that are the H100, for example, which I think the cost is about 20 to 30K if I
yeah,
had to buy it by myself. And it's
yeah,
difficult to find it, first of all, because the
yeah, yeah,
demand is so high, and
yeah,
secondly, it would be quite expensive.
yeah,
So
yeah,
having
and
this compute
yeah,
service in the
and you
cloud
need to
available
run,
really
yeah,
makes sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and you need to run it like pretty long time to get economics in place. And
Yeah.
if you want to be always on the frontier, you probably want to switch for the newer ones. So you want to have the advantage of experimenting and comparing things between them. Like, you
Yes.
know, uh, new models come, and we all saw this DeepSeek thing. Like the new model came, it requires different chip optimized to run the model. So you want to get advantage of it. And if you build your proprietary, like your on-prem infrastructure, then you are limited. So and again, it's not unique. It's not unique for the AI infrastructure. This is the
Mm.
same choice that people always had to make between building on-prem or hybrid and going to the cloud. We just still on that part of the curve of innovation when everything changes that fast, then making any long-term decision
Yes.
is complemented with the risk, so
Mhm.
that situation will change and we will stuck with some like outdated infrastructure or whatever.
Yes, yes, yes. Completely makes sense. And just to give the audience as well an idea of who are your clients. I mean, like you said, smaller
Yeah,
companies, but also big
yeah,
companies.
yeah. Yeah, I think if we try to describe our current customers with the one word, I would say this is AI native. The word is AI native. So it's mostly the folks who
Startups.
appeared and
Mm.
started in the last like 2-3 years of
Okay.
this new AI era, and their focus is primarily on building and running the models. And they may be pretty small, like making some limited experiments with out of the shelf open source models, like taking them, fine tuning, and then experimenting with them. Or they could be the frontier labs who are building large things on scale. Or it could be large inference customers who are serving enterprises or like
Nice.
other players, but they all are very much in AI kind of in-depth AI practitioners, right? We call them AI natives.
Okay.
Uh, we start seeing more and more other types of customers.
Hmm.
We like because AI adoption is happening.
Hmm.
We maybe not yet see that much of classical enterprises coming, but tech natives, as we call them, like all the companies that build their product in pre-AI era, but now adopting AI functionality and transforming their products with AI very actively, they also come and become our customers. And I'm curious how this like enterprise journey will prolong, because we all understand that we believe that this AI thing is it's a big economical shift, and it will be with us for decades. And
Yes.
it's not bubble, it's not fashion.
Yes.
It's a big transformation, and of course, the value of this transformation, first of all, created in the real businesses. And so we yet see like not so much integrate like application on a scale in a real businesses, but they will come, and then all the consumption will also follow to like real businesses and real processes.
Excellent. I guess your growth has been incredible over the last few months with such a service. Correct.
Yeah, so no, it's really interesting market, like you never know what happens, what will happen in like next week. So yeah, but it's a roller coaster, like classic, like ups and downs, all the fun.
Uh, so you recently raised 700 million. What's your vision for transforming this industry of AI infrastructure landscape with this capital?
Yeah, it was important for us. It was an important milestone, not only because of the amount of cash, which is in our industry not that big. So
Still, almost
yeah, to be
1
yeah,
billion. It's almost
yeah,
1
yeah,
billion.
yeah, yeah. So, but to build data centers and to fulfill them with the top-notch GPUs, it cost
Yes,
the fortune. But what was important in that fundraising exercise is that we got the justification from the market that what we built, like people believe in, and we got very important strategic investors supporting us. First of all,
excellent.
Nvidia,
I,
who are like obviously one like very strategic partner in this journey. So they became one of our investors,
and
and also Axel Venture, yeah, that led that fundraising. Uh, so yeah, to have such people on board and supporting us is not less important than money that we get.
congratulations.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
but
That's
when you ask about like the kind of why we need this money is very simple. We just need to build more and more infrastructure. We need to deploy in different regions. Mm, we need to open new data centers. We need to acquire GPUs and build up. So it's capital incentive business. It's not classical SaaS world anymore, when you can have the group of smart people who develop the product, and then like you bring it to the market. It's a pretty capital driven journey.
Yeah, I think it's really, I mean, this capital that you've raised and the investors, huh? So you talked about Nvidia, about several famous VE and VP firm, and yeah, so this shows that this is serious and that definitely you are one of the leaders or maybe the leader on the market, and they are pushing you.
Not yet leaders,
Okay,
so like still a lot of job to be done.
okay,
But yeah, we believe that we are well positioned to, to be one of the leaders in this. Let's call it independent AI infrastructure world. So because the market is obviously like split between classic, like the leaders, the hyperscalers. Google, GCP, AWS, OCI, Azure of the world. So they are. We see from the news they kind of investing billions and billions in AI infrastructure, and they need it for two reasons. One, because this is like fast growing market, cloud market, but they also serve themselves because actually all these
Mm,
ecosystems they are one of the main consumers, not only suppliers of the compute power.
yes,
And there is also the market of AI specialized clouds that we are part of. Like to succeed, we believe that you need the combination of few things, and capital is one of them. But product and talent, engineering talent to build on scale, and not only basic infrastructure, not only scaling kind of data centers and so on, but building the product on top of that. This is the second component that's very important, we believe, and we're lucky to have a very strong team that delivers. Like again, we think one of the most sophisticated software platform on this market of AI specialized clouds, and we see that our customers recognize it. So the combination of engineering kind of talent and the platform and capital that let you scale, this is like the main drivers of
and
growth
this, huh?
for us.
And this makes your difference with those generalist clouds, Google
Uh,
and AWS,
yeah,
and
yeah. I think what makes us different from general clouds is like specialization. So we are solely focused only on AI. So we build the platform specialized for AI. We optimize all the pieces to be efficient, specifically in AI workloads, either training on inference or data processes. So yeah, that make I believe that makes us
completely
compatible
makes
and
sense.
yeah, competitive on this market. Yeah, and the market is tough, so the competition is hard. So
Yes,
you need to deliver the high efficiency to make customers choose you.
I've read that you have, I mean, your GPU costs are 20 to 25% cheaper than your competitors. Is it due to the fact that you are experts in this niche?
Um, yeah, in some sense, I think I think that this kind of advantage on the cost structure comes from the approach that we took to be full stack provider. So we actually have several layers of what we are doing. We are building physical infrastructure, so
Mhm.
we know how to build data centers and make them super efficient, like super energy efficient. As an example, our largest European data center now in Finland has one of the lowest like energy losses kind of metric, and it's super green. It doesn't have cooling, so
Is it because of the location
it's
in
cooled.
Finland that is a
No,
cold
yeah,
country,
it's
or
partly because of yeah, it's partly because of location,
that's
but
smart.
the technology, yeah, but technology we implemented it in any location with a temperature below 40 degrees Celsius. So it's like not only Nordic or northern countries. Uh, so then the second layer is the hardware. So we are not buying boxes from other vendors. We are the OEM partner of NVIDIA, for example, not only NVIDIA, other hardware vendors. So we built our own service in racks. We do it first to optimize the cost of the total cost of ownership, and second to make it again more efficient, because when you control the entire stack, you can inject some like intellectual property, so pieces of intellect that make it better work both on the like in integration with the physical infrastructure and then with the software layer. And then the third layer is the software. So we can provide pure infrastructure, and we have customers that doesn't need any software platform on top of the physical infrastructure because they have their own like software stack. But most of our customers appreciate the fact that they come and they get out of the box like everything working. So we provide fully virtualized environment with the managed services that run on it. And again, it let us reduce the cost because we can provide better SLA with a lower like physical reserves, for example, and so on. So all these layers, like, and the integration of all these layers, and putting attention on every piece of the technology that bring us to the higher level of efficiency. Because again, like if you just integrate the large black boxes and you cannot put your hands in, and you cannot control all the integration and all the components, it's difficult to extract the efficiency. So this like 20%, they're not coming from just one thing. It's like a lot of optimization in the stack.
Very, very interesting. Very interesting to see how you've verticalized everything from hardware to software, and having the control on each of those pieces of the puzzle that you've built by yourself. That makes that you are able to manage to control costs to the highest, and to control the quality and the value of what you deliver.
It's not only about the cost. It's at the end of the day, this is about the quality of service that comes to the customer, right? So, and I think that infrastructure business is the business of the big companies, because on a long run, you can be efficient only if you have capabilities on all these layers, right? So if you optimize all the pieces, and we know it from our past that only like having expertise on all the levels, you can extract like on the long run all the efficiency that needed by customers.
Excellent. So you've been very present in Europe until now, and you're rapidly expanding in the US. Can you tell us more about that?
Historically and organically, we started from Europe. So our first data center, like in Europe, was in Europe. Our engineering team was mostly in Europe. But we quickly realized that most of demand is coming from US. So as simple as that, because again, like this AI native world, it's very much shifted to US. We have a great companies in Europe, but they are more exceptions, and we see that like obviously US is dominating in the race. So for us, it was just the natural way of thinking how we go after our customers. And just after we settled like the company, we decided to extend to US. And extension to US is two parts in general. One, you need to bring infrastructure there. So you need to open data centers, you need to bring capacities, you need to be physically presented there. And the second is obviously the customer work. And here, like my team, since I'm responsible for growth and for the customer interaction. So we build marketing, sales, customer success, support, all the functions that like work with the customers very closely, just be capable to serve the customers there. And customers are pretty kind of demanding. So they move fast. They expect you move in their pace, and you're always on, and you can provide them like good quality service. You can help them. They expect that you are very like hands-on supporting them, because they're building incredible stuff and they want the infrastructure to work.
Excellent. Very clear. So you have more than what, 20,000 GPUs currently in your data center, correct? And that's growing.
Yeah, yeah, and we deployed new while we're speaking. Yeah, so it's not that big number for this market.
Yeah.
So it's just the beginning.
Yes, yes. I heard, yeah, I mean you heard about Elon Musk with the 100,000
Yeah,
GPUs.
people now like the kind of the scale of the large things in this industry now is the magnitude of like hundreds, thousands of GPUs interconnected in one cluster in one place. So we hear a lot of this mega data centers, like 1 gigawatt parks, and people want to deploy together hundreds of thousands of the newest GPUs to connect them together to train
Mm.
larger and larger models and extract this efficiency. So yeah, this is the scale of this industry.
Yes, definitely. So, but still, 20,000 GPUs is huge for 99.99999% of the companies in the world. That's something that is huge. How do you make sure that all this works well together and that, yeah, it's reliable at scale, basically?
Yeah, it's a lot of work and a lot of experience that you need to bring to make it like work together. And I think the most challenge we face is like the speed, the pace that you need to. So you need to do a lot of things in parallel. You need to deploy new clusters. You need to make sure that the software works. You need to make sure that the customers are satisfied. And so yeah, this all like this all requires high commitment and high attention and talent from the team. So high dedication. So I think this is no kind of simple answer. You're
Yes,
just doing
yes,
stuff
yes.
and
Yeah, makes
trying
sense.
to do your best. Yeah.
Makes sense. And another question for you regarding the offering. Nebius AI Studio launched recently. So what's different, and what is
Yeah.
basically the gap in the market that you identified and
Yeah.
that led to
Yeah.
this new studio?
Yeah, it's a great question. So we always wanted to be not just the infrastructure, not just the commodity infrastructure, and we always thought that we need to better understand what our customers are doing and what different type of customers need and so on. And AI Studio is not the only thing we do for that. So, for example, we have our internal AI research team that is working on interesting pieces of technology in agentic systems, for example, and code gen. And it let us look at the infrastructure with the eyes of our customers and see how it should work and how it can work better. AI Studio is the inference platform. So you can think about it like the basic offering of Nebius is you come and you rent GPUs for like hours. You get access to the raw infrastructure, right?
Mhm.
It's wrapped in the software, so we try to help you orchestrate it. We kind of reduce the headache of dealing with the like physical world, but still you come and you get access to the raw infrastructure. AI Studio is when you don't do it and you build your application on top of existing models that is ran for you. So we take, I don't know, Llama or DeepSeek or Mistral or whatever. We make sure that it's properly cooked and we run it for you. So then if you want to build your application on top of that, you just can get access to, it's more like SaaS model. So you can access to the endpoint, you pay by tokens, like you pay for what you really used, like requests that you really called, and you build something on top of that. So if basic kind of offering of Nebius is more for AI builders, for the people who build their own models, who run them on the scale, then AI Studio is more for application builders. So for people who consume AI as a out of the box technology.
Got it.
It still can help you to fine tune the thing, so it's not necessarily just like out of the shelf model. You can fine tune, you can customize, you can build something like more complicated around that, but still it's more for like people who build applications rather than build their own models.
Can you give an example of how one of your clients, for example, is using the full stack approach to solve, I don't know, maybe some complex AI challenges that they are solving?
You mean like the people who come to like AI Studio or
Oh, no, no, to the platform in
to the
general.
cloud to the platform in general? One of our first customer that went like through the journey with us from the very beginning is a company called Tricraft. This is one of the best image generation models on the market now.
Mhm.
So practically what they do is they train their model with us, and then they provide like service to their customers. So like API and application, like the service that let you come and play with their models, generate images, and so on and so forth. So this is kind of the example of pretty complex workloads that they run with us. So it may be like small experiments, it may be the large training runs when they create the new model, like new frontier model that they deploy. And it's also inference because they built all the application and all the service to provide to their end customers. So they need to work with the data, they need to run experiments, they need their researchers to experiment, and then they need large clusters to work together when they run large training runs to release the new large model and so on. So this is pretty kind of diversified kind of type of, so like when the full cycle is implemented from data preparation to running the end product.
Very interesting. Very interesting. I'm sure you have many other stories like this.
Yeah, so like again, like every customer is pretty different. So I would say that each of them starts from like normally starts from one task. Either they come to train the model or they come to run the model, and then it can be like more diversified.
Very interesting. What do you think are the emerging trends that we see in AI in AI infrastructure that are coming and that you are looking at specifically and that can be a differentiator in the future? What do you think
Sorry,
is the future of your field?
the future of our field. Oh,
Yes.
I think again, like the future of our field is defined with the future of the entire industry. So we are helping people to build their incredible stuff, right? So uh, as we said, we are doing the most unsexy job in the sexiest industry of AI, and I think the main is the needs in compute and the needs in infrastructure will continue to grow. Why? Because we are yet on a very, very early stage of like really adaptation of this in the technology to the industry, as we spoke, right? So we still can look at everything that is built at the very first steps of building the product, not yet like application of the product.
Yes.
And we believe that the needs and infrastructure will just grow and diversify. We'll see a lot of new use cases. We'll see the breakthrough
Do you
in
think
real-time video.
do,
We'll see the breakthrough in robotics. We'll see the breakthrough in like applications in industries.
yes.
So
Do you
we'll
think
see a lot of
agentic?
things.
Do you think agentic is
Of course, like agentic is the way how you apply the agentic system is just like more comprehensive system with LLM internally than like built for the purpose of solving some specific task.
Mhm.
And I think that again, like no doubt that we'll see more and more compute needed and usage is growing. And we'll see how with infrastructure becomes more affordable, we don't use less, but we use more because we unlock the new scenarios and we see more like applications become possible. I think the main challenge of this market is still, will it remain competitive enough? will we see enough of competition of different models, different applications, different infrastructure providers? So I think when we in Nebius kind of think about the future, the main question we ask how competitive this market should be, because at the end of the day, our role is to bring independency, to bring competition on all the layers. The more competition, the better, we believe. The better
Yes.
for us, for our business, but it also good for the customers. So if we have
it's about changing, if I understand well, it's about, for you, changing the game from being a market of economies of scale to being a market of differentiation, where you provide a service and software that really makes you different. No?
It's true. I don't think there is a world where we exist and not scaled enough. So I don't think that in infrastructure world you can succeed not being large.
Yeah.
But what we don't want to happen is us to be just commodity provider of basic stuff. So that's why we invest a lot in research. We invest a lot in software platform because we believe it will be payback. At the end of the day, like the added value will come to the market, and again, the enterprise customers, they will not consume just pure infrastructure. They will need solutions. They will need like the comprehensive system to be built. They will need agentic system to be built on top of the infrastructure. And so here is the game of software.
Yes, you don't want to be the hypermarket of compute and storage. You want to be the specialized premium store which delivers high value.
I don't think that we want to be a very niche player, but we want to be the player with the added value. With the added value.
Just one last question. How do you see the relationship between cloud and edge AI evolving, and how do you prepare for that?
It's a great question. I think, again, as we said, we'll see a lot of new scenarios unlocked, and infrastructure will also change. So we'll see low latency scenarios that will move more and more on edge, and it won't be also like only the like wearable devices. It will be also like the infrastructure that close to the customer and let do kind of low latency scenarios. But there is another dynamic that models become smarter and smarter and bigger and bigger, and will need a lot of cloud infrastructure that works in combination. So I think that we'll just see more diversified scenarios. We'll see kind of very fast, very low latency models that run close to the customers, and we'll see like a lot of smart large models that run in the cloud, continue to run in the cloud, and it will be the combination of the things. So I don't think that one thing can kind of kill other or replace.
Roman, thank you so much for your time and your insight.
Thank you.
Yeah, you gave us a great glimpse at such an exciting industry, such an exciting opportunity to provide value to companies, whatever their size, and whatever their industries, by providing the quality services, compute, storage on an AI expertise point of view. Yeah, that was really an eye-opening. Thanks for spending the time.
Great questions. Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure to chat with you. And
thank you, Roman. And
exciting time.
Yeah, definitely very exciting times. Thanks for watching us, and we'll see you next time.